What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Today is Monday, which means Monday Mail Day. Now, I am running a little bit behind because I got a lot of stuff to do, edits and different things. So I'm not doing it the traditional way, which takes a little bit more time. And we're gonna just go through some of these questions. I've put a thumb up next to the questions that I'm gonna answer, just to help me point them in the video. And let's take a look at some of these comments and get some answers. First question comes from Jose Bahina. Do you really think Marquez versus Cotto happens? I think Cotto can't make 147 and Marquez is too small for 54. I agree with that second part. Marquez definitely is not a big welterweight, and Cotto for the last few years, he fought Mayweather at 54, Gil at 57, Sergio at 59, Canelo at 55. And he's not a real middleweight, but he's fought over 154 pounds for some time. And I heard he's not real big into doing cardio. So I don't know if he can even make 47 at this particular point. So I don't see it happening at that. And I mean, I really wouldn't even want to see Marquez travel all the way to 54. I mean, we're talking about a guy who was in the 130 pound divisions going up again late in his career off a long layoff, off an injury, a knee injury. I like the fight, though, in terms of two legends in there. I always wanted to see this fight at some point, but it just really depends on what they can agree to weight, because if it's like 149, 150, that would probably be the most that I'm not big on catchweights, you guys know that. But, I mean, for this given situation, they would probably have to reach a compromise and meet in the middle or something. So, yeah, 149, 150, maybe it can happen. If not, I really don't see either person traveling to a whole 147 or the whole 154. That's just me. Next question from King Kawang. Ego, what do you think of Conor McGregor's response to Floyd Mayweather's statements on racism in boxing? Now, I got busy. Like I said, I got tied up. Never really got around to making the video. I'll probably try to make some content this week because I'm pretty caught up. But, I mean, Conor spoke how he thought. But I think he took it out of context. He took it like he got defensive, like Mayweather was trashing him. And I don't agree with that. I don't think Mayweather was really getting at Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor, like I said, he kind of got defensive, talking about like, oh, I challenge you to a fight with this purse split and stuff like that. I think Mayweather, what he was saying was racism still exists in boxing, and he used Conor McGregor as an example. And I think that is a valid example of it. No one's saying that Conor McGregor is only successful because he's white. No one said no dumb stuff like that. It's mostly what he was talking about is kind of like the media tactics, how the media will portray how if it's a Ronda Rousey or Conor McGregor or whoever that they're trying to put on a pedestal and promote and push as the next big thing, they almost get special treatment. There lies double standards. And that's just the way of the world. That's how it is, and the business. And I think most of what he was saying wasn't directed at Conor specifically. He's just happened to be the pawn in the example with the analogy. And what he said, I fully back and I fully agree with it. Whether you think so or not, race plays a part in boxing. I know for a fact. You know what I mean? It's not just black and white. It's race in general. Tell me you can't go to or show me the video that's a major video with thousands of comments about Cotto and Canelo. Tell me you don't see Mexican fighters or Mexican fight fans and Puerto Rican fight fans going at each other's heads, calling each other bitches and pussies and insulting the other side's flags and, you know what I mean, things like that. So without a doubt, what Mayweather said was spot on. Race plays a part. And you can tell. It's just how they headline stuff. When a fighter that they promote, like let's say a Ronda Rousey, if she takes an L, they didn't even talk about it on ESPN's First Take immediately. Now, the biggest news story, because in most people's eyes was an upset, her getting destroyed. I understand if Holly Holm, Ronda Rousey was very competitive and she almost had her in an arm bar and, you know what I mean, Holly Holm like barely, narrowly escaped and then knocked her out. That'd be one thing. Ronda Rousey got destroyed, dominated. She looked befuddled. She was so tired that she threw a punch and got spun around and her knee touched the canvas and she was just out of it, fatigued and everything. She looked trash in that fight. Credit to Holly Holm. But ESPN didn't even talk about it. Yet, when the person you don't want to win, like let's say Mayweather versus Pacquiao, a lot of people thought Pacquiao would win. They thought he would challenge Mayweather, knock him down at least. And when none of that happened and Floyd did it like he does normally and made it look like easy work, all of a sudden this fight ruined boxing and this and that. And certain fighters always have to go through the most stringent and rigorous test. You look at guys like Deontay Wilder and Danny Garcia, for example. The stuff that I had someone on my Instagram say, "Oh, Danny Garcia, he needs to really step it up." Actually, I'm gonna save that because I seen there's a Danny Garcia question, and I'm gonna save that for this part. But I mean, Conor McGregor's response is all right. That's how he felt, but he took a lot of Mayweather's blueprint, and I'm gonna tell you straight up, he gets away with some things that are in Mayweather's blueprint that other people didn't have. Like, they didn't give crap to Conor for doing some of the same things Mayweather does. Nate Diaz or Conor McGregor or whoever you like does it, it's all good. Ronda Rousey shows poor sportsmanship, it's all good. But you don't like Broner, you don't like Mayweather, or whoever the fighter you don't like is, then it's all bad when they do it. And that's just how it goes. And that's what people... See, this is the thing with me. I never told anybody that I hate Mayweather based on his trash talking. Some of y'all said that, right? So I like Conor McGregor trash talking. It's funny as fuck to me. But then again, I have a warped sense of humor. I have a dry, sarcastic sense of humor. So shit like that he's doing is funny. Like, yeah, he doesn't want to fight. And Jose Aldo, he's scared. Like, the shit's funny to me. I like it. Build up the fight. Take it WWE. But again, I never chastise Floyd for doing the same things. That's the problem. It's not that you don't like... If you don't like trash talking, you don't like it. That's cool. But don't only not like it when one person does it. Next question. Is Keith Thurman scared of Porter? What is the holdup? Check out my website. I did an article at the beginning of the month about this fight. It looks like it's coming together, and it looks like it's going to happen in March. So it's just like I got some Sullivan, Barrera, Andre Ward questions. The same type of thing. People just need to fall back, hold their horses. The fans, the media, everybody is too many hands in the cookie jar. And the fans are going to be fans. Fans are going to always put the comments that they feel from the heart or whatever they feel, they're going to drop their comments. But the media especially, they're trying to jump in these negotiations. That's what holds it up. That's what creates rifts in the negotiations. Let Keith Thurman and Sean Porter and Al Heyman and everybody at the cutting room floor, let them discuss the fight. And after, when there's a conclusion reached, then we can decide who ducked who and whatever. Because a lot of people, I'm not big on, I want to see the facts. Let all the facts come out. It's like people are like appalled and stuff. Like, you guys would be horrible. Some of you guys would be horrible. I'm not saying this to you directly, but some people in the boxing world, they're so impatient that if it looks like a fight may not happen, then they would just jump down someone's throat. Like, oh, he's scared, he's ducking and stuff like that. This whole cherry picking, everybody's a bum, every fight's not, that's not how boxing works. True, we don't get all the fights we want when we want them. That's a given. But Keith Thurman and Porter, we haven't even reached a conclusion, and people keep saying like, oh, it's not going to happen, and what's holding it up? And so just let these guys negotiate. And like I said, I'm not one to jump for conclusions because it makes you look dumb in the end. Because Mayweather, he called out Pacquiao on Showtime. It's like, yeah, I just beat Maidana, make the Pacquiao fight happen, blah, blah, blah. He was in Texas. I forgot. It was Ishe Smith, I think, fought Laura. And he spoke on the telecast. They had an interview with Jim Gray and Mayweather. He called out Pacquiao. Then we see Mayweather and Pacquiao at the Miami Heat game together. We've never seen them really in the same room together that close, exchanging phone numbers and in pictures together. It was like the talk of the town. I did a video, went viral basically. It had tons of views real quick. And we see them at the Miami Heat game. Then we see them in a hotel room together, and it looks like they're politicking, chatting, trying to make this fight. Mayweather said in the video that later released, not just the picture, he said, oh, Pacquiao's a hell of a fighter. He's had a hell of a career. Let's make the fight happen. And people still said, oh, Mayweather, he don't want to make the fight. This fight's not going to happen, blah, blah, blah. Then the fight happens, and what happened to all those people with the comments? They look dumb because they set up here promoting that this fight wouldn't happen, and they didn't hold their horses, and then the fight happened. We seen the outcome and everything, and even though there was all these indications that the fight could happen, people jumped the gun. So I'm not for that. Sean Porter, Keith Thurman, yeah, there's been different roadblocks, but the fight was initially supposed to happen in December, and realistically it's January. I understand if it was like May and we're still waiting for this fight, but I mean, it's been really a month or two since the fight was kind of announced. You know what I'm saying? So people just have to fall back and let it pan out like it's supposed to. And after, you can make your assumptions of who ducked who and stuff once we get a final answer. Next question is from Jack C3D. Have you seen Ward's recent tweet? This is what he wrote, and I quote, "Premature information being leaked to the media. I don't know who my next opponent for my next fight is. I have no contract." Then Sullivan Barrera goes on to say, "At Andre Ward, Dan Rayfield, stop finding excuse. Tell promoters send contract. Is your promoter Jay-Z or JC Penney? In all honesty, I was shocked. What are your thoughts on this?" And again, it goes back to what I just said in that last response. People need to fall back. Fans need to be fans. I want to see Andre. I live in the Bay Area. I'm going to Andre Ward's next fight. So you damn sure I want to see a good opponent in there. You know what I'm saying? It'll help my views. It'll be a better experience watching a competitive fight. You know what I'm saying? Everything all around. So I want the Barrera fight. I have no problems with the Barrera fight. I think it's a great fight. I think that's a dangerous fight, especially if the main course is supposed to be Ward versus Kovalev later on. You know what I mean? Barrera could possibly play spoiler. And what I mean by that is not even necessarily just beating Ward, but if Ward looked like shit and got knocked down 3 times and then barely won a split decision, that all hurts the Kovalev fight. So it's a risky fight nonetheless, going in with the undefeated Cuban puncher. So I want to see it, but again, the fans keep jumping down people's throats and we don't even know what the outcome is. Andre Ward hasn't announced, "Hey, I'm fighting Alexander Brand. I'm fighting this." And when you make assumptions, you know how the rest goes. You make an ass out of you and me. And I don't see a problem with what Andre Ward is saying if that's in fact the truth. The information is premature. He didn't say, "Oh, hey, the fight's not happening. Fuck you guys. Fuck Barrera." He didn't say that. He says immature or premature information leaked to the media. I don't have a contract. And to be honest, that could be a fact. That's like if I look outside and it's raining and I say, "Hey, boxing fans, what up, Fight World? It's raining. Are you guys going to be mad at me because I'm telling you what I'm actually seeing out?" If he doesn't have a contract, he doesn't have a contract, right? So, I mean, like I said, would you be mad if I looked outside the window, seeing it was raining, and I said, "Hey, it's raining"? That doesn't mean the whole day is ruined and we can't go to the beach or whatever at some point in the day or do whatever we were going to do. Go out in the forest and chop wood or whatever the hell we were doing. No homo. That was a really weird example, but it means that's what the current situation is. So a lot of people up in arms like, "Oh, what? Ward said that? I can't believe it." You know what I mean? Letting Barrera's tweets and stuff like make the fans impatient and "Oh, he said JC Penney." Like, okay, let's send the contract. I don't know. I'm not in the negotiation, so I don't know who said what or whatever. All I know is it's a good fight and let it play out. If Ward can't make the fight, let's find out why. If that is the case, which I think the fight probably will happen, to be honest. So either way, I'm not trying to jump to conclusions. Next question, Cobra V27. "Hey, Ego. According to Andre Ward's Twitter handle, it sounds like the fight with Sullivan Barrera isn't even close to being finalized. What are some solid opponents for him at 175 if this fight doesn't happen? Thanks." I just glazed at Grant. What's the word I'm trying to say? Not grazed. Glanced. I just glanced at the screen and seen Stitches. I'm like, what the Stitches needs to fight Ward? What? But he'd be like, "Ward, the pussy nigga." Ward, I think Andre Fonfara is a very, very solid fight. Fonfara looked good versus Cleverly. That was one of the Fight of the Year nominees and stuff. Knocked Adonis Stevenson down. But I don't think by March, I don't think a mega fight like that would be planned. So I would say, realistically speaking, Andre Fonfara, maybe Chavez, but truthfully, I don't even know. I'm just saying that because of Chavez's name. I don't even know what weight Chavez is planning on fighting at, so he's kind of a wild card. Or like maybe a Uniskiv Gonzalez, the one that I thought he beat Jean Pascal. I think that's a solid fight, even though he's coming off of a loss. I think he fought on the Luis King Kong Ortiz, Bryant Jennings undercard and lost. But this is Andre Ward's first fight in the division. So if he can't get like a Barrera, I think those are all solid matches for one reason or another. Next question is from Eric Shipman. Ego, what's up with the extreme amount of hate that PBC gets? How can people hate on free boxing? Also, what do you think about the lawsuits from Golden Boy, Top Rank have thrown at Heyman? Lawsuits, it is what it is. Bottom line, Golden Boy and Top Rank, their businesses have been affected. Because bottom line, you wouldn't be seeking damages and saying, "Oh, Heyman's blocking venues and he's trying to monopolize," if your business was booming and doing better than ever. So to me, That just goes to show you that Heyman, the PBC announcement, has affected their business. Maybe trying to get venues or certain dates, and there's allegations that he's buying sparring partners off. So I don't really know if anything like that will hold up at the end of the day. I'm not a lawyer, but what I do know about the court system is if you're suing someone, you pretty much have the burden of proving what you say is valid. So I don't really know how they're going to prove all the stuff that they're saying about Heyman, and it is what it is. But I do know that their businesses have been affected. I mean, we're getting PBC. It's on days that I don't. On Sunday, I think Rancis Bartholomew had a fight on a Sunday. I'm seeing it on Monday, Tuesday, random Fridays and Saturdays. A lot of boxing with PBC, and there's an old saying that people just really hate change. You know what I mean? People fear the unknown. And that's what it is with PBC. A lot of fans are traditionalists, and they like the way Oscar Golden Boy were doing business for so long and want to see him do well. Or Bob Arum's been in the game since the Muhammad Ali days, since he was fighting. So that's what they're accustomed to, and they're used to the fights that they're putting on. Al Heyman is that change. Al Heyman has come in the game and done different things. Different ring entrances, no ring girls, fights on Sundays and Mondays, back on primetime. He switched it up. He's doing stuff different, taking care of the fighter. For years, a lot of fighters complain. You hear these like sad stories and war stories about fighters who got milked by their promoter. They're crackheads now, or they had a fortune and now they're bankrupt, and got to sell belts and old souvenirs and shit, trying to make some money on eBay, shit like that. Al Heyman is taking care of his fighter, and this is not a diss to nobody, but it's evident. You know what I'm saying? Al Heyman, Deontay Wilder just posted a picture of a custom Lamborghini that he got on Facebook. Danny Garcia, I've seen him in nice whips. I seen Berto, he was in a clean ass whip, right? And it's not just about vehicles, but obviously if you're buying Lambos and stuff, you're getting paid pretty well. I seen Brandon Rios on an old Ellie Seckbeck video, and he had just bought maybe a truck or something. But it was, it was a nice truck, but it wasn't no custom Lamborghini and stuff like that. So what I'm saying is, it's apparent that Al Heyman is providing these guys with probably more money than they've ever seen. You know what I mean? Deontay Wilder and Danny Garcia, they're getting bigger paydays. They're getting, some of them probably making like 1.4 million. And then you look at other guys on other networks or other promoters, and their main events aren't even sometimes getting close to $1 million. You know what I mean? They might even get like a 450 or 500,000. So, again, people just fear the change. Al Heyman's coming in, doing things his way, doing things different. He's on new networks, ESPN. He brought his program to CBS, now Fox. Guerrero Garcia is happening on Fox, NBC. You know what I mean? He has his own commentary team, Spike TV. So he's doing things his way. And a lot of people don't like that. And like I said earlier, race does play a part. Some people don't want to see a guy like Al Heyman in that type of position. He's competition. If you a longtime Oscar De La Hoya fan, you want to naturally see Golden Boy thrive. And then the reality of it is they're low on star power since they're no longer working with Mayweather Promotions, no longer working with Heyman fighters. They got Canelo, Mauricio Herrera, David Lemieux, Lucas Matisse, who quit in his last fight, and Luis King Kong Ortiz. And everyone else that really falls under the current banner are people who aren't really in meaningful fights. Like, they got the 7-foot Chinese dude. Okay, Tashan Dong or whatever his name is, right? But who has he fought? Who has he beat? Is anyone saying he should fight Anthony Joshua next? No one's even talking about him as a heavyweight, and the heavyweight division is popping right now. So, you know what I mean? People are talking about King Kong Ortiz, so shout out to Golden Boy for that. But ultimately, it's that change. People don't like that change. And they like things when Golden Boy was working with Mayweather Promotions. They had Leo Santa Cruz. They had Abner Mares, the Amir Khan. They were putting on fights with all these people. Now that's been stripped away. Golden Boy's left to kind of, quote-unquote, fend for themselves. Top Rank has had to compete with the amount of fights that Heyman's putting on, and people are mad because people have ties to different brands. I'm a boxing fan. I'll go to a PBC fight, Golden Boy, Top Rank. I don't care. If it's a good fight, it's a good fight. I don't have no tribalism like that. Like, man, this is Heyman. I'm not watching no Heyman. I'm not going to no Heyman fight. Shit. If it's Porter Thurman, I have the opportunity to go, I'm going. You know what I mean? If Golden Boy puts on Canelo, David Lemieux, and I have the opportunity to go, I'm going. You know what I'm saying? So that's me. I don't care about who's putting it on. If it's a good fight, it's a good fight. I'm a fan of boxing first and foremost. And next question. Nathir Brunson. Ego. Why is there a consistent push both in the media and in some of the YTBC to hate on PBC Al Heyman? They've had a tremendous amount of matchups. They're good for the sport, paying fighters worth some of the biggest fights this year on free TV. What's the problem? Sincerely a fan, Nathir Brunson. Now, I did cover a lot of that question in the last, but just to add to it, again, it's the change. People don't like change. This is new. Al Heyman just came out January, like it was like the last week of January of 2015, and this is new. And they know, I think the fans, because you're saying in the YTBC and fans and stuff and the media hate, is because a lot of these fans have been committed and tied to certain promoters. Like I said, they might like Oscar or they might like Top Rank, and they know what he is doing is affecting their business. So again, it's if you had a best friend and they're in an abusive relationship, you know what I'm saying, and that's your closest friend, are you going to want to see them stay in an abusive relationship? And the reason I say that is because of the contrast is if you care about somebody, you don't want to see them do bad. So people are going to automatically try to look at Al Heyman, and anytime there's a fight that's maybe not the best fight in the division, they're going to over scrutinize it. But you can't, because, well, you can do whatever you want. But the thing is, you got to realize is this: Al Heyman's putting on so many goddamn fights that it doesn't matter, because not all of those fights are cherry-picked bum fights. You know what I mean? Not all of those fights are not entertaining. Even the fights that were I didn't really care about or want to see that much, like let's say Keith Thurman and Luis Collazo, or Con versus Algieri. I was like, Con Algieri? Algieri's coming off 6 knockdown loss, getting destroyed by Pacquiao. I really didn't want to see that fight, but I did tune in and I did watch it. And guess what? Those were actually good fights. I actually seen Keith Thurman have to deal with some adversity and like look like he was going to go down, maybe even get knocked out by a body shot. So even the perceived mismatches, when you watch it, they turned out to be good. Algieri looked good with John David Jackson. He rocked Con in the first round. I'm like, oh shit, he's fighting totally different. So, I mean, there's been tons of fights like that on PBC. I watched Edwin Rodriguez versus Michael Seals. I don't even know who Michael Seals was. I just watched it, right? And had no data on him, didn't research. You know what I mean? It was towards the end of the year. I was busy. So I watched it, and that had an epic round of the year. Round 1 was like round of the year. They both got knocked down. Edwin Rodriguez looked like he was out on his feet, got back up to win the fight. I mean, crazy stuff like that. So there's really no reason to hate. If you're a true boxing fan, you like boxing. I don't care if Ronald McDonald put on these fights. If it's a good fight, it is what it is. But people have their attachments. They like let's say you like Pacquiao. If you like Pacquiao, then you're going to naturally want to side with the company he resides with, the company that he re-signed his contract with, which is Top Rank. So of course you're going to be, oh, I'm a Pacquiao fan. Like, not everybody, but some people really think like that. They think like, oh, whoever my favorite fighter is tied to, that's who I have to support. Or like, oh, whoever shares the same race or whatever. Next question is from John. What advice do you have to somebody who wants to start their own YouTube channel? Be passionate. I don't know what your genre is, if it's boxing or cooking, whatever it is, be passionate, be innovative, come up with new things. Don't just look at what other people are doing and try to copy, because no one wants to, like, why go with the clone when you can go with the original? So be yourself, doll up your channel, like channel banners, make a channel trailer, have a creative name for your channel, things like that, regular content. You get used to, I don't know. I don't know if it's a hobby or whatever, but just grow with it. Take the feedback and criticism you get. Don't let the haters get under your skin, and just really just be passionate about it and put out the content, and then the rest will fall in place. That's what I did. I just had a message, had a goal, and I kind of stuck to it, and here I am now. So just don't get discouraged. It's a process to build a fan base. You really have to put in work, and then once you get to that point, you should be good. Next question is from the main man. Why do you think Danny Garcia and Tim Bradley aren't higher on the pound-for-pound list when they have better resumes and more impressive victories than Canelo and 3G, who are ranked higher than they are? In the words of Roger Mayweather, Black Mamba, most motherfuckers don't know shit about boxing. That's what it boils down to. Agendas, people have ties. You'll see and notice a common theme in this. A lot of people have ties to certain people, and they want Canelo and Triple G to be the faces of boxing, and I'm saying they in terms of obviously the promoters want them to be successful, and then also there's a lot of media outlets who have ties to these promoters and stuff like that, so they want to see him succeed too, or ESPN, or you know what I mean. Triple G, he's a knockout artist and he's a clean cut dude, so they want him to be the face as opposed to Danny Garcia, who you know what I mean, raps and just whatever, you know what I mean. His dad's like goes off the deep end and stuff. Maybe they don't like that. So, bottom line is they pick and choose who they want to promote to that level. Ronda Rousey, perfect example. Gina Carano. They put people like that at the forefront. You can't tell me that she was the only female. Those two are the only females in combat fighting sport history that were the most deserving. I mean, even when Holly Holm was a boxer, she had a good record. I think she only had 2 losses when her career ended in boxing. You know what I'm saying? They could have made her the face, but they wanted Ronda Rousey. They thought she had the look or whatever. She was cool in movies and in bikinis and stuff like that. She has a whatever look that they felt they could sell. She trash talks and had that kind of arrogant attitude, and they try to rock with it. So, bottom line with Danny Garcia and Tim Bradley, they have great resumes. I don't care what anybody says. And the thing is this, and I challenge anybody who wants it. Danny Garcia, for example, I can think of fights he's had in recent memory. You people are going to bring up, oh, Peterson Herrera. That's cool. I thought he lost the Herrera fight for sure. Peterson, it was close. He looked horrible in the Peterson fight, put it that way. But anyway, Danny Garcia has been in situations where he was an underdog, and that's a fact. When I look at Danny Garcia versus Amir Khan, there were certain qualities that Amir Khan had going into that fight where it would be easy to favor him. Like, Khan is probably had more pro level experience than him. Khan is longer, no homo, and taller and had more range than him. Khan is much, much faster than Danny Garcia, who in my opinion is pretty slow. Good fighter, but slow. So Khan had the supreme speed advantage. And they were even talking about making a Khan Mayweather fight at that point. Mayweather, I think, was kind of in jail or something after the Cotto fight. And had he got past Garcia, I think they were trying to possibly make Mayweather versus Khan. So that being said, Danny Garcia stepped in as a last-minute replacement to Lamont Peterson, who failed a testosterone test or whatever. And Peterson, that fight got scrapped. And then they put Danny Garcia in there. And a lot of people, even though the Eric Morales wins, people didn't, they're like, oh, it's old Eric Morales, whatever. A lot of people expected Danny Garcia to lose. And he was losing the first 2 rounds. He was getting his face, look at his face got cut up in 2 rounds. Khan came out sharp before he got caught, right? The reason I bring this whole chronological order up is name a time that Triple G has fought somebody with those types of advantages. A guy who hadn't lost in a while, maybe the 1 loss. A guy who was much, much faster. A guy with some, you know what I mean, not necessarily the most power, but some snap to him. And the fact that he's so fast, his gloves will still cut you up. Stuff like that. He'll overwhelm you with volume. Faster, taller, things like that. The favorite. And you won't find it. Triple G's really been easily favored to beat all the guys that he's fought. You know what I mean? Canelo fought Kirkland coming off a long layoff. So bottom line, it's just agendas. A lot of people, they want Canelo and Triple G to be successful. Therefore, they're going to go out of their way to promote him. And there's other fighters like Danny Garcia's, Bradley's, Crawford's, and stuff that are making their own mark. But again, people pick and choose and scrutinize. Like, I see Deontay Wilder get scrutinized constantly. Like he has the worst resume in boxing. You know what I mean? Like, he's the worst thing for boxing. But, I mean, truthfully, he has a higher knockout percentage than Triple G. Fact. Y'all can go to BoxRec. I already know my facts off the top of my head. So, he has the highest, out of all champions, he has the highest knockout ratio. And realistically speaking, he fought a Bermane Stiverne who was a champion, and he should have got credit for a knockdown, but he convincingly beat him. Triple G convincingly beat David Lemieux, a champion who never defended. Bermane Stiverne at least defended against, he beat Chris Arreola, then rematched him, and Arreola said he was coming back hungry and focused, and Arreola was probably winning some of those early rounds, and then he stopped Arreola, who's a known tough guy, right? And Klitschko didn't even stop Arreola. I don't even know if anyone else stopped him other than Bermane Stiverne, right? And he hasn't even been looking good in his last couple fights, but still, nobody since Stiverne has stopped him, right? Klitschko didn't stop him. And people act like Wilder's the worst thing in boxing, and his resume is just so shit, and stuff like that. He even Ali Harrison. Okay, Ali Harrison, he didn't live up to what he's supposed to. He's still an Olympic gold medalist. When's the last time Triple G fought an Olympic gold medalist? He didn't want to fight Ward. You know what I'm saying? So it's all agenda and based on who they want to promote, and that's the best answer I can give you. Final question is from Julio C. Why do you always defend Mayweather and hate on Pacquiao? Now, I love to answer nonsensical questions like this. And the reason it's nonsensical is because there's no merit behind it. I get comments from users like you all the time where they're, oh, why are you defending this person and hating on this person? I don't live in like a fantasy world, or like, this is not elementary school where, oh, step on a crack, you break your mama's back. Or somebody asks you, hey, ego, what do you like better, pizza or chicken nuggets? Like, you know what? I'm going to have to go with pizza. Oh, you hate chicken nuggets. That doesn't work like that. If someone is giving me a selection of two options, pizza or chicken nuggets, and I pick pizza, that means in that given list, I'm choosing pizza. And it's simple. I like chicken nuggets. I have no problem with chicken nuggets. They're fucking delicious. But guess what? When you put it next to pizza, I'm picking pizza, right? If you said chicken nuggets versus coleslaw, then I'm going to pick chicken nuggets. Coleslaw's straight, but I mean, I'm going to pick chicken nuggets over it. So it's really, that's what it boils down to. It's not everyone, not everyone, but a lot of people in boxing think this is like or hate. If you like this guy, you hate this guy. I just flew last year to the Manny Pacquiao movie premiere in LA. I live in Northern California, Bay Area. The flight to Vegas or the flight to Los Angeles is the same distance, about 45 minutes to an hour, no matter what destination, either Vegas or LA. I could easily try to go to the Mayweather gym. I could have easily went to the Pacquiao premiere, which I did go to. So why would I spend my own hard-earned money for somebody I hate? I hate Pacquiao, but I'm going to spend money to go to his movie premiere when I don't have to. Why wouldn't I just save my money or, like I said, go to the Mayweather gym? So it's not like some of you guys make it, where it's like, oh, you're always defending and you're always hating. People, if there's two options on the table, then I'm going to be a straight shooter like I always am and tell you which one I pick. It doesn't have nothing to do with liking or hating. It doesn't work like that. If you give somebody an option, they're going to pick the option that they agree. And the thing with me is, my options are always based on some observation, something I've seen, things like that. I know much about Mayweather and I know a lot about Pacquiao as well. So I'm coming from a spot. Here's the other thing. People say, I did a fight prediction. The video's still up. I don't delete videos. I do a fight prediction on Mayweather Pacquiao. Same thing. Oh, you're hating on Pacquiao. You're just defending Mayweather. And then fast forward to the fight, Mayweather schools Pacquiao and wins. And for a lot of the reasons I said in the video, things like Pacquiao's not a pressure fighter like people think, for the reason that Pacquiao can't close distance, the last couple opponents, a lot of the reasons that I said in that video, which is still up, Mayweather won for those reasons. I said Pacquiao doesn't have a jab that's going to disrupt Mayweather like he's thinking, like a Maidana had improved Robert Garcia jab. I said these things. And they said when I made the video, oh, you're just hating. You're hating on Mayweather Pacquiao, or you're hating on Pacquiao. But then I was right. So what does that mean? And we live in a society where everybody is sensitive. If you speak your mind, even if it's coming from factual positioning, and you cite your sources and give examples and stuff, you're hating, or you hate Pacquiao, or you hate this fighter. I don't hate anybody in boxing. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I got money off of Mayweather and Pacquiao video. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about hating them. It's just a matter of the choice. You give someone a choice, then they're gonna speak their mind and tell you what they believe, and that's what I do. It has nothing to do with defending. If I feel Mayweather's right on an issue, I'm gonna tell you that. I'm not gonna cater and tell you, oh, Pacquiao. And people want equality in boxing. It doesn't work like that. It's not, oh, because Mayweather, you gave him credit for this, I have to give Pacquiao credit for something. It doesn't work like that. Not every fighter is made equal in terms of the skill set. So if I say something like Pacquiao has had a lot of fights with certain weight stipulations, that's a fact. He's had a lot of fights where guy was moving up, some even off losses, like Brandon Rios, moving up from a lower division to fight him, coming down late in their career like De La Hoya, fighting at a catchweight like Cotto and Margarito, things like that. He's had that. So I can't because of Pacquiao, that's been his career. I can't just automatically say the equivalent about Mayweather. Yeah, he fought Canelo to catch weight. What else? Marquez. But you have to put it in perspective, like I always do. He was retired, and he was retired almost 2 years. So, yeah, he fought at a catch weight, and he schooled Marquez. And nobody really has schooled Marquez one-sidedly. Timothy Bradley beat Marquez, in my opinion, but it wasn't like Mayweather did, where it was just like one-sided, non-competitive, plus a knockdown. So I put things into perspective, and I'm not going to give somebody credit that I don't think is due just to try to keep it even. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not like a tally or something. Like, oh, you said Mayweather has a sharper skill set than Pacquiao. That's my opinion. So I'm not going to say, oh, but Pacquiao, that's not how it works. And that's what people say. So, again, name a quote from me where I, quote unquote, defended Mayweather and hated on Pacquiao. What have I said to hate on Pacquiao? Let me know that in the comment section, because a lot of people throw around certain words in boxing like, oh, you're hating. Oh, you want Triple G to step up in competition. You're hating on Triple G. I'm telling you why I want these things. I'm telling you why Pacquiao would lose. The people call Paulie Malignaggi a hater. He's like, oh, he just hates on Pacquiao. He's jealous. And then come to find out, just like myself, Dante's Boxing Nation, and Malignaggi, he discovered that everything he said before fight came true, and he was right. So how is he a hater when what he said was accurate? Again, if I look out the window, I'm like, man, there's a lot of gray clouds. I bet it's going to rain today. We haven't had rain in the wind. I think it's going to rain. And you're like, oh, you're just saying that. Fuck that. I'm wearing shorts. I'm not bringing the umbrella. And then it actually rains. Are you going to be mad at me for predicting what happened? Is that hating? Did I hate on the weather? You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys kill me with this. You're defending one fighter and hating on other. And again, I don't do this elementary school rhetoric where you have to like one and despise the other. That doesn't work with me. It might work for some of you guys, but it doesn't work for me. I'm not, because I said something good about Mayweather, then that means I hate Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? It's just all about the individual given matchup. If Pacquiao's fighting Algieri, go check my channel. I made a video. I said 7 reasons why Algieri's going to get fucked up. It was a video of something close to that title. And that's what it is. If Pacquiao fought whoever, if I give Pacquiao the edge, then I'm going to tell you that. If I think Mayweather's going to win, I'm going to tell you that. Let me know what you guys think. Easy work. Drop it in the comment section. Make sure you like my video. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.